practicing them and learning the phrases. And all of this is really going to just help your chops and boost you up, boost your playing and getting things cleaner and more professional sounding. And now getting beyond just playing a straight scale, you can begin to improvise with the scale. So what I'm going to do is we're going to pull up a backing track, and I'm going to show you just a simple melody. The first example starts like this. And what this is I'm playing the 2nd fret, the 4th fret, 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then 4th fret of the 3rd string. Just a small melody like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So what we're going to do is we're going to improvise with that as sort of our theme, okay? So we take a small melody, and what you can do is you can start it on different notes of the scale. So here I started on the 2nd fret of this scale. I'm going 1 and 2 and. I can also start it on this note, and that would sound like this. So what I'm doing here is 4, 3, 5, 3, okay? So we sort of took a motif, a basic idea, and now we're starting it on a different degree of the scale, but it's still kind of related. Now if I start on the next note of the scale, I get this, 3, 5, 3, 5, you see? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on the backing track, and I'm going to solo just using that simple idea, and I'm going to manipulate the melody. I'll start it here, and then I'll start it on different notes. I could reverse the pattern, like instead of going, I could come down. Okay, let's hear the track. So what I was doing there is basically taking a solo and only working with one small melody, okay? So again, it was just 2, 4, 3, 4, okay? And I was manipulating it, starting it on different notes of the scale, but keeping the same sort of motion happening. A great way of practicing is using something called question and answer. So the idea with this is basically you're going to play a phrase, and it's sort of like a conversation. Like one melody says something, and then another one sort of answers it. So I'll give you an example of what that kind of sounds like. Here's the original melody, and then the answer. Answer. Question. Answer. Question. Answer. So the basic idea here is I'm thinking of it like a conversation. You know, one person says something and then you have another answer. And what what's great with that is you can contrast registers. You know, you can play something up high and then something down low, or something can be sort of slow and then another thing more rhythmic, and it just goes back and forth. Remember, music is a language, and we want to learn to communicate that and use all the specific licks, like, okay, this lick has a little bit more of a bluesy flavor. Let me throw that in here because that's the sound that I want. And now I want this real sort of modern, you know, intervallic sounding line, and then you contrast that with something that sounds a little jazzy. And all of this goes back and forth and just gives you some great ways to practice your soloing.